All right, today we're writing the equation of a circle in standard form. So the formula is highlighted in green, x minus h squared, plus the other quantity, y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k is the center and r is the radius. So essentially, all you really need to do is figure out where is the center and what is the radius. Now these two circles, and I'm going to look specifically at the one on that's red on the left, that center is at the origin. So the center is at 0, 0. Its radius is 3. And I'm just going to use the formula. You should always write a formula out when you're using it. And I'm just going to substitute in the numbers. So the quantity x minus 0 squared, by the way, is just x squared, plus y minus 0 squared, and that is just y squared, equals, the radius is 3, and then we're just going to put in 3 squared, so it equals 9. And this is your answer. Now, if you notice, when you have a circle at the center 0, 0, really it's just x squared and y squared, because you're not adding or subtracting any value to it, like over here on the blue circle. Again, let's find the center. And that is at the origin, 0, 0, and its radius is 5. Substitute in your values. And that y minus k squared equals radius squared. And again, you're going to substitute in 0 for h, which is really the x value. And that just really becomes x squared. Same thing for the y value. And that equals, the radius here is 5, so we're going to square it, and it's going to be 25. So this is your answer. And again, when the center's at 0, 0, it doesn't move left or right, so you just have x squared plus y squared and whatever the radius is. Now we have some circles that are not at the origin. So we'll look at the circle that's in red first. Again, your formula is at the top of the page. The center here for the red circle is at 1, 2, 3, 4, at 4, 3. And its radius is 4. Now we're going to substitute in the numbers. Again, write the formula out, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So we're going to have x minus 4 squared, which is really like saying x minus 4 squared here, plus y minus 3 squared equals, and the radius is 4, so 4 squared is 16. And that is your answer. It's really very simple. Right there's your answer. The circle in blue has a radius of 2. I'm going to do the radius is 2, and the center is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, negative 5. Negative 8, negative 5, sorry. Okay. And then we're just going to fill in the numbers. So again, I'm going to write the formula down and show you the substitutions. Okay. So we're going to put in x minus, see how this is a minus right here? h. Well, if I'm going to minus h, I'm really, here's the h value. I'm minusing a negative 8. What I'm really saying is I'm actually just going to add 8. Plus, same thing with the y value. Y, if I'm going to minus k, and this is the minus k here, and I'm going to minus a negative 5, it's really like adding 5. And that radius squared, the radius here is 2, so it's going to be 4. And that is your answer. So let's just recap a little something. I find the center, I find the radius. Here's the center, here's the radius. Right, and this question is, here's the center, here's the radius. Substitute your values in. Now, because the formula has that x minus h, that minus part right there, minus again, right? And then the radius squared. If I just had, I'm going to tell you, just as a separate question, that the center is at 5, negative 3, and the radius was 2, it's very simple just based on that to write the equation. It's going to be x minus 5 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 4. Now, what did I do? Exactly what I did was this. I said, okay, well, if I'm going to minus a number in the formula, right? Going to minus there and going to minus there. Really, all the negative sign does is change the value. It changes the sign of the 5 and negative 3 to negative 5 and positive 3 in your formula. So let's do some more. 2 more. So we're going to look at the blue circle first. We're going to find the center and its radius. Center is at, looks like it's at 11. So it's at 0, 11. And the radius is 3. Okay. And again, I'm going to just write my formula out. Okay. And so, again, this is h and this is k. Well, I'm going to put x squared because the 0 for the h value doesn't move left or right. So I'm just going to leave it at x squared plus y, and I'm going to put negative minus 11 here. The reason for that is, once again, you can see that I have an 11, but since I'm attaching the negative to it, it changes the sign to negative 11. And that's going to equal 3 squared, which is really 9. And so that would be your answer. As far as the red circle, the center, the radius. The center is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And the radius is 4. And so I'm just going to write my equation. I write it every single time that I'm going to use it. Substitute your numbers in. If I have a positive 5 here, then in my formula, it's going to be a negative 5. So it's going to be x minus 5 squared. And if I have a 0 for the k value, then I'm just going to write y squared because it doesn't move left or right. It's just y squared. And that's going to equal 4 squared, which is 16. So your answer, and I'm going to write it right over here, is x minus 5 squared plus y squared equals 16. And that would be your answer.